Okay, so in this video we are going to show you how we can create a component of reviews based on Krebit. So basically, as you can see here, we can see many comments from different users sharing their helpful reviews of how Binance is actually good for them. So we are going to create the same functionality using Krebit. We already have a component or a widget that we can use to create this functionality in any blog or any web page that you can have. So I'm going to connect my wallet. Let me erase the storage first so you can see how I can connect my wallet. In this case, I have an account for testing, which is this one. And with this account, I'm going to add comments to this user, which is Andres Montoya. I'm going to add a title, for example, good job, and a note which is good job, keep going. I'm going to add this review. I'm going to sign this credential. And that's all. So if I hit accept and I reload this page, I can't see the review here yet because this user, Andres Montoya, will receive a message with this credential. So if I go to the profile of this person and I go to the chats, I can see this message. I'm going to click this URL and then we can see that I can now claim this credential of the review that was created. So I'm going to claim this review, and if I close this, I can see the credential here. So if I reload this page, I can see now the comment. Good job, keep going. So how this actually works, let me show you. In this repository, which you can find here with all the code implemented in this example, you can see a client and one package. The package is the widget of reviews, and the client is just a React.js application. So you can see here that I'm using this local package review widgets, and I'm passing some properties. One is the creator, which is the account we are going to use to share comments or reviews. The other one is the proof URL, which is the URL of your blog or any website that you have. And the last one is skills, which are the skills that every comment will have. If I comment anything I can see here a title, the stars, a note where I can add some skills, which are these ones, and the Krebit, as you can see, is underscore.if, which is this one. So how this component actually works? We have a context with three properties: wallet information, profile information, and off. If I go to this context, I can see here how we are using lead, Krebit, and Orbis. So how can I connect any account to Krebit? So how can I create a button that can connect to any account, like this case? To do so, we have this function connect. The first thing that this thing does is getting the information from the wallet. In this case, is MetaMask. So as you can see here, it's just asking for the accounts, the provider, the wallet, and the address. Once we have this information, we can now use the method connect from passport. Passport is the class that we are using from the Krebit SDK to connect the account. Then we take the section created using this method and we can reuse it in this other class, which is issuer. Once both classes are connected in the application, we can now connect this account to Orbis and then get the profile, as you can see here. Also, we are setting every instance of issuer, passport, and Orbis to an state, which is this one right here. So we can reuse these instances everywhere in the application. Also, we have the profile and the dedicated profile in this context. So once we have this information, we can now, for example, get comments. So basically we use the method get credentials to get the reviews of the user that is connected. Sorry, that the user which is the creditor, which is this one, André So we are getting the credentials from the user. Then we get like the parent credential from these children credentials, and then we build the profile of the user. So once we are here and we have a wallet connected, the functionality to create a comment is basically creating credentials. So we have to fill these fields and then we click the add button. This add button is executing this function, which is handle safe review. In this function, we are creating like the initial instance of this credential. This one has the values, which are the title, the stars, and the note. Then it has the proof, in this case is the URL, an entity, which is persona, and issue to, which is the profile we are to create to issue the credential to, which is the, in this case is Andres Montoya. So we are importing here the address. Then we are importing the skills. In this case are JavaScript and React. And then we are using some metadata to create the credential. The first thing we do is get the schema of issuers from the SDK. Then we create the expiration date. And then we build the claim. This one has a unique ID from each credential, the date of the issuer, the address, and other metadata we are using for this credential. Then we have to delegate this credential to the issuer. Once the credential is delegated, we have to issue this credential. As you can see here, we are using the unique node of Krebit to create it. As you can see here. Once the credential is created, we can now use Orbis to get the conversations of my user that is authenticated here to the user that we are defining here in this part of the code. Once we get the conversations, if the conversation actually exists, we just get the string ID. If not, we create a new conversation. Once we have that, we send the message, which is this one, with the URL that the user can now claim the review. So if I create another sample, for example, I don't know, this content was good and good job, please keep doing this. I hit the add button, I sign the credential, and now I check my inbox. I receive a new message from this user, and now I can claim the credential, which is a review. I reload the page, and that's all. I can see here now the new review.